Are we ready to do the top 15 books of 2015? You haven't said hello to BookTube in so long. Hello, Miranda here and Ceci.
Yes, and very hand.
And welcome to my kind of second last video of the year. This video, basically, as you can see by the title down below, I'm going to be telling you my top 15 reads of 2015. The books that I all have behind me are books that I've read this year that have either left a mark or that I've really loved or that have just really intrigued me for the year of 2015. It doesn't mean that all these books did come out this year. A lot have come out in previous years, but they're all books that I've kind of read this year, if you get what I'm saying. So without further ado, what are my top 15 books of 2015? The first book I like to talk about is Damage Done. This is by Amanda Panett. I got given this book by Penguin Random House Australia. My initial thoughts on this book, I was looking at the cover and I'm just like, I don't know if I'll enjoy this. You know how sometimes you get like a cover attraction to a book and that's what makes you read it? I wasn't getting the cover attraction, however, I started reading it and I was just completely immersed. This character was freaking like a Gone Girl. She had two freaking different personalities and she just kept me hooked on the story the whole time. Oh, the twists in it, and it was such a fantastic read. Julia has a twin brother. One day, her twin brother walks into class and like shoots all the students. Julia, of course, her family's getting all this media attention all of a sudden, you know, in this small town. So her family end up moving town, she starts over, she gets a new identity, and they start all over again. But she can't run away from the past. Julia, really who she says she is, does she have something behind this shooting? Is it really her brother's fault? Maybe someday. If you've read this book, make sure to read it along with the soundtrack, because it is a book, like it does have like songs in it and stuff like that, and I read it along with the soundtrack and I was like singing to it along with the soundtrack, so it does come with the soundtrack. Make sure to download that soundtrack, okay? Just download it. It was really interesting. I was getting it. I read it earlier this year because of Ali, thank you very much. All the girls that I've read about it have gone, oh my god.
Oh my god, it's like the best book. Oh my god, like the love in it is just absolutely amazing. Oh my god, I love the main guy. He's just like, oh my god, oh my god.
Of course I had to give it a go. Okay, so basically it's about this girl called Sydney. Sydney has everything going right in her life. Suddenly her boyfriend cheats on her. Sydney ends up, you know, moving out, she's pissed off. And then she meets this new guy called Rich. There is some hidden secrets behind this new main guy character that I'm not going to splurge and go into detail with because you have to read the book, otherwise I'd be spoiling it. They kind of grow as friends and he's in a relationship. So it's about life and chances and just growing as a person. Timeshifters by Laura and Anne. I met this author when I went to Clunes Booktown. I saw the poster of this book on the wall and it just instantly got me. I had to know what this book was about. She explained it to me, I got hooked, and next minute, you know, I've become really good friends with this author. She's absolutely amazing. I saw her again at Sydney when I went to BookSS101 Australia. She gave me the second book and I mentioned in the acknowledgements as a thank you, and that's so pretty. I love this. But I do love this world and these characters. Timeshifters. Basically, imagine if you were just like walking to school one day, you got in a fight randomly, and suddenly you were swept into the year 2127 and you woke up in the body of another guy. That's what happens with 17-year-old Ryder. He wakes up in 2127 as Zyra. Through the whole book, he's trying to find a way home and he's promised 2 weeks in the future. You don't know who to exactly trust, what's going wrong, what is this experiment, and why is he there? All answers are answered in the book and in the sequel as well. I found it one of those really great dystopians. I was hooked. The characters really got me. There is a bit like a love triangle-ish thing going on. The way that the author describes the future and how the future looks like, it's very interesting, very different to some of the other YA novels out there. So I would suggest if you see this in bookstores, give it a go. Ghost House. I read the Halo series by this author. I liked Halo, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't my favourite go-to-back series, and I don't think it was for a lot of people. Like, the reviews that I've heard from other people, they felt the same way. This book, I read it and it just completely hooked me. I was just hooked. It was so much better than Halo, and I think people really need to give this book a go and this author a go again, because her new work is just brilliant. Chloe's mother has just died, so she's moved back with her grandmother in this old estate, and Chloe has basically seen ghosts in her life. One day this ghost turns up and he's like really hot, and here's Alexander and he's like hundreds of years old. They kind of form this relationship, so it's like a human and a ghost. But there's Alexander's ex that's a ghost as well, and she gets really pissed off at Chloe.
Bitch, why are you still my boy?
I can see the way it's gonna go. It's probably gonna get a bit complicated, you know, with the whole life and death thing, but I would recommend it. I'd give it a go, and hopefully you enjoy it. I'd like to talk about The Quietness. This is by Alison Riddle. I'd like to thank Hotkey Books again for this book this year. I first looked at it because of the cover, and also because it was set in 1870, and Miranda likes the 1800s. I love the 1800s. The 1800s are like the bomb. In the 1800s, they had baby farmers. Women that fell pregnant would go to these baby farmers, give the baby to them, and then they would see that the baby goes to like a loving family, etc. It's centered around this girl called Queenie, who ends up being like a maid for these two baby farmers. But these baby farmers are doing the naughty. They're doing the wrong thing. They are actually killing these babies, and she witnesses this. It's about her trying to like think, oh shit, I have to tell society, I have to get out there. But at the same time that's going on, there's this other character that's running parallel with her, called Alan. Alan has this privileged existence because Queenie's kind of poor, she doesn't have a lot of money, she runs away from her family basically. There's a mystery behind Alan and Queenie, and what hooks them together, which you find out at the end, is just fantastic. So you've got kind of two sides going on, and the way it links in to what Queenie's doing now. This year I read the selection America City.
Yeah, she annoyed me.
It unexpectedly hooked me, that trilogy. It really, really did. When I found out this was coming out this year, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll give it a go. You know, the daughter's point of view. Things are going down, and she has her own selection. Without a doubt, it is predictable that I love the full-on series. So when I found out that Lauren Kate was writing the spin-off of Cam, what happened to Cam kind of thing, and she was writing something on Cam, Unforgiven, I'm just like, yes, I have to get this book. So Cam originally fell in love with Lilith, and he couldn't marry her because he was an angel. And now, you know, after the Fallen events, he's coming back and he's gonna win her back. Such a great book, and it's really cheesy as well, but I love it. By A.B. Kaufman and Jane Kristoff, and I've talked about this book so many times, like I've wrapped it up in a haul. I really enjoyed this book. It was really huge to get through, so it took me a while. It's written in text messages, codes, emails, and all that cool stuff. All the bright places. Theodore sounds like a chipmunk, and Violet. It is a depressing read, and it reminded me a bit of Fault in Our Stars for some weird reason. 2015 was actually the year of like some kind of depressing books. So it reminded me a bit of Finding Audrey as well. Violet has lost her sister. She is on like the freaking clock tower. She's gonna throw herself off the clock tower, and Theodore stops her. Theodore is going through his own mental problems at the moment, and they kind of end up teaming up and working together on this project. He kind of teaches Violet to let go of her sister. It's really beautiful, it's really sad at the same time, so I do warn you, you may cry. I'm going to talk about Crown of Midnight. So I reread the Throne of Glass series this year, and I read like Crown of Midnight for the first time this year. This was my favourite book of the Throne of Glass series so far. One, because I'm on Team Kale. Okay, I love him, he's like the bae, and I really want him to be with Selena, okay? But this series takes you in a freaking love square, and it's still going, Like, it could be still a possibility, I'm still teaming up with that. Can we talk about the selection? Make sure to please check out all my reviews on these books down below. I absolutely love my review on this book. I have to say, it's one of my favourite reviews I've ever done. Dystopian, right? And if you've seen The Bachelor, which I think everyone's seen The Bachelor, these girls go into this competition to win the prince's heart. You kind of know, obviously, where it's gonna go. One of these girls is America, and society is ranked in terms of castes, and she's like a really low caste, like really low. If you don't know what castes are, think of them as like the Hunger Games, where you have districts. Yeah, that's castes. One thing leads to another, and I discovered that she is one of the most annoying characters ever, because you see there's this other guy character called Aspen. The way that she has to choose between Aspen. Someone sent me this one, which is Magnus Chasing the Sword of Summer by Rick Gordon. Magnus is homeless. Basically, his mother said before she died, oh, yo, dudes, stay away from your uncle. Magnus is on the streets, his uncle ends up finding him, or they find each other, vice versa, and he gets himself involved with this whole magical world. You see, Magnus has never known his father. His father was a Norse god, and so Magnus is kind of like has this power. He has to find the sword, and when he does, he dies. He goes to a place called Valhalla, and that's when the real journey begins, because everyone there is preparing themselves for this war. And a lot of shit goes down, okay? And Rupert Gordon writing style, he writes it really cool. At the beginning of every chapter, it's kind of like, it has a funny title. Okay, I love to talk about these broken styles. Can I have a moment to talk about how much I love this book? This book takes place way in the future. We have Lilac, and she's the daughter of the richest dude in the place. And you have Tava, which is, I know, weird names. This war hero, Tava and her, something happens on the ship, they have to evacuate, Titanic style by the way, let me just say it was really Titanic. And they go on this planet, and it's only the two of them, a lot of weird shit goes down. This is by Lily Paradis, and yeah, she signed it and kissed it. Cheers to finding a real life Dean. She doesn't talk about the skull. I read this at the very beginning of the year, so I'm a bit blank on talking about it. After her father's untimely demise in a mining accident and her mother's abandonment, Lauren Lindsay is no stranger to loss. She's used to living life for one person herself. That's until another family tragedy trusts 3 children into her care, uproots her life in ways she could never imagine. Lauren's first instinct is to run until she meets their striking, mysterious neighbour, Dean. Their immediate chemistry and his connection with her late father just might be enough to keep her in town long enough to uncover pieces of her past that she never had answers to. Geography of you and me. Lucy is the rich girl. Owen is the not so rich boy. She lives on the 21st floor. She lives up there. He lives down here in the basement of this hotel. What ends up happening is there's this power black outage. They're in the elevator together because, you know, that's the worst place to be in a power blackout. From here on, they start talking and they get into this little lovey-dovey relationship. These are my top 15 reads for 2015. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me down below, what are your favourite reads of this year? What have you really enjoyed? I know I've enjoyed way more books than the ones that are sitting here on my bookshelf, but these ones all really stuck with me and left a mark. I'm Miranda, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas as well. I know I did. I'll talk to you soon in my final video of the year.